Here we go. I'm recording. This is a collective reading for the live stream, and I'm recording it just so I can upload it onto YouTube later. And we'll see what we get. I'm with this deck here. There's all kinds of combinations of cards, and the Six of Spades, which is the Six of Swords, I think it's doubling as the Death card, as it seems. And that's an interesting idea, to marry the Death card and the Six of Swords together. The idea there being that change is sudden. There's something about change in the Six of Swords, the suddenness of the change, and it being kind of like a, taking off in the middle of the night kind of energy. And so I feel like what we've got here is a combination. It's kind of like it's a significant change. It's a change that's imposed on someone, but it does involve them taking steps. And that's what I'm getting. So for you, it might involve taking some steps. Ooh. Now I have the Eight of Swords as well. Cool image here. Maybe I can show you with, oops, I almost burnt it. With the bed. It's interesting. There's a bed that looks just like this right there. Eight of Swords, of course, being something about not really being able to see and having this kind of inability to see a way out of something. So I feel like there's a change that needs to happen, and you're being directed to take some steps to make a change. However, you might not be able to see which way to go. And it almost, it's implying a little bit like it's involving something different, like you're going to have to use something other than sight. It's like navigating with something other than sight. The bed is kind of making me think about dreaming, and it could be that, if you're not remembering your dreams, there might be something in your dreams that gives you a hint. So maybe keep a little bit of a dream journal going for the next little while. I had a really strange dream the other day. It was a vivid kind of, one of those weirdo ones, that sticks around. Okay. So the Jack of Spades, which would be our Knight of Swords, this is, well, Knight or Page, so we'll have to combine them, because then there's the Knight and the Page. The other decks have like a Cavalier for the, but we're going to take this as kind of a combination of the Knight and the Page of Swords. And it comes across as a snake in the grass, which is interesting on here. So I'm seeing a little bit of like, well, snake in the grass is kind of like one of those, someone you trust that you maybe shouldn't. And it seems as though if I read this for the collective, what it could be is that somebody needs to make a change. Somebody needs to do something. They don't have the benefit of sight, and they might need to remember. Now, you as the collective might be this snake in the grass. The message might be that you're distracting someone from making a change. That you're actually, someone's trusting your judgment or trusting your presence in a situation where it would maybe be best if you were to step away. That you're kind of confusing the issue, is what I've got here. Hi, Skoden. I'm just getting used to this new setup. Microphone's a little bit more comfortable location, but I'm sitting on the floor. Okay, well, two cards came up for this. I'm trying to clarify this snake in the grass energy. Well, we have Queen of Spades, and then we have the Queen of Diamonds. So it's Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, right? Wow. Now, if you notice the similarity here between the little setup and this image of these two flowers pulling apart. And then the Queen of Spades comes across as spiders. Arachnids. '88 would be important there. I'm seeing something mostly. Well, I keep saying I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing. I'm really reading the images in the card, so I feel like there's something about that. Sorry, you can't really see too well. Maybe if I was to move this candle over here, you'd see better. Hey, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, pull the candles apart. That was maybe the message there, and then everybody would be able to see better. Maybe I can get another light going. I don't know. I like it dark. Oh, there's a strange sound. Ooh. Okay, so I thought maybe that this place is haunted because I keep getting these strange knocking sounds happening all over the place. And there's like no one around. I'm the only one around. I'm here by myself, completely by myself. And these strange knocking sounds are coming and going. We'll figure out what they are eventually, probably. But for now, there's a possibility that they are, ghosts. I don't think it's an accident that I just said that. The queens, to me, are coming across as this idea of there being possibilities. Like, when there's these two possibilities here, how else do I describe this? I would describe it like there are two possibilities, and you have to choose between one or the other. And I feel like what this is basically that there's someone who has to choose between taking your advice or taking advice from a source that seems maybe a little bit unreliable, but is actually the way to go. Like, the message for them is actually in them. Like, they're going to come up with the answer on their own. And it looks like there's like these two, it's like that there's these options. And there are these two paths that we could possibly take. Queen of Swords might be kind of somebody valuing your opinion more than they should. And the Queen of Pentacles would be for them to see who you are for what you are. And there would be something about choosing one path over the other. And then there's something I kind of got out of a meditation today, was something about choosing a path being automatically turning you into somebody who didn't choose an alternative path. And even if you didn't have a view of an alternative path, you can still have a concept that there might have been an alternative path. I mean, the concept of making a choice definitely leaves you with a sense that there were alternatives, and you chose one path where the others were available. And so it's kind of an interesting idea that we don't exactly shake. We become someone else. We make a choice. We become somebody who not only made the choice, but who didn't make another choice. That's kind of like the nature of our perception as having free will. And there's a form of stress that can develop there. It's kind of strain, this pulling apart. That's what I'm getting here. And so when somebody decides to pull away from you, there's something about, they're not pulling away from you necessarily. It's more that you're a snake in the grass for them right now, that they're supposed to choose someone or something else, a different source of information. And what I see here is that if you're a snake in the grass and they're seeing you as a Queen of Swords, like they're seeing you as maybe the be-all, end-all, 88, they're maybe a bit dependent on you. And in this pulling apart, what we're going to be seeing is somebody new forming, so you might not recognize the person who's making this choice. You might see them behaving in a very different way than you've known them to behave. And the title of the stream today is Kaboom, because it's like I'm getting this energy, I'm reading this energy of things that just kind of explode, like This is somebody right before they have an awakening, or somebody right before they discover something significant about their life's purpose. It's going to explode from here, and basically the person you used to know isn't going to be there anymore, because they'll have made this choice to follow their kind of inner guidance that's maybe not available to them right now, so long as they're looking to you. 44, wow, look at that. And that's Pentacles and Spades again, so ooh, this is significant. So 88, 44, these number combos are really important, and it's almost as though 88 was the two of you put together, and 44 is them once they split from you. They still get the double number. There's shoes and an acorn here is the pictures, and I'm seeing, okay, so these are both cards of kind of rest or non-action. In action, I see that you remain without action in this situation, so they'll put you in a position probably where you can't do anything, and that is definitely the theme of where the moon is right now. It's definitely the theme is to kind of accept, or the wisdom to know what I can't change, that kind of thing. And this is kind of what I see for you coming up. I see a situation where you're going to have to decide that there's nothing you can do. There's going to be somebody who's going to be breaking away from you and not maybe communicating with you, or maybe kind of breaking away from taking your advice when they normally do take your advice, or something like that. And there's basically this message for everybody is that this will leave you in a place where there's nothing you can do. And there's real power in that phrase, there's nothing I can do. Real power. Let's grab one other spread. And then I'll stop recording and we'll take readings from the queue. Maybe I'm going to start something where I'll record your reading and upload it into YouTube if you make a generous donation to the channel. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get into it. Do I? I don't know. No, I don't want to do that. I like the idea that people do what they can and everybody has the same value, even if their way of contributing value is different. That's what I feel. Okay, so this feather, I found another feather. I have another one. I don't know who was here for the last time I streamed readings, but I'd found this feather. They've been popping up in front of me. I haven't been able to keep all of them because I haven't been in a position to put them away. But the feather thing is still happening here. Oh, that's great, Winter. I'm glad. Hello, by the way. It's kind of Three of Pentacles is three of diamonds and Eight of diamonds. It looks like this opens up space for you to do some work on something new that you have been maybe you're involved in some kind of work with other people. I just see kind of like the energy shift into pentacles or diamonds, and it just kind of like, okay, this is like afterwards, after that whole thing happens, here's another phase of things. It kind of just it leaves itself open for something like this. And again, diamonds, look at that. Wow, 7. Okay, so it looks to me like the message here is that there's something that you could be working on. It's maybe something that you work on with others. There's like going to be some free time coming up because of this situation with whoever is not going to be in your presence anymore. And I'm seeing that there's maybe a project or something that you haven't been working on. You kind of like, there's some form of frustration in this 7. It's like it's a antsy feeling. getting something about how if you just kind of like buckle down and do some work on this project, or maybe it is that you go to work and there's something about focusing on your work for a little while, it'll help with this antsy feeling. And so maybe you had this antsy feeling before, and maybe it's still there, and there's this opportunity. It's kind of like time is opening up in order for you to do something that might make you feel better in a different way. So like the great way of saying there's nothing I can do, and this is a temporary decision, you become somebody who makes a choice. There's nothing I can do, and you become somebody who didn't choose to do something. That's not to say that you have to stick with that choice forevermore. You'll have a choice again. You'll be able to do something later. It's that you're not going to do something right now. And that's a way to kind of like ease the burden of that choice. And then also, once you choose to not do anything, or once you kind of judge for yourself that there's nothing I can do, there is something you can do. And this is what this is saying, that you focus on what you can do. And there's always going to be something that you can do. I'm going to stop recording. I'll grab one more thing here for YouTube. I'm seeing the chat going, and I want to engage with it, but I'm recording for YouTube right now. Don't want to read everybody's chats out loud on the recording. So the last card is going to be 9 of Clubs, which is 9 of Wands. You're doing the best you can. You're doing the best you can. And as much as it might feel like there's something you can do about a particular situation and you just don't know what it is, just do the best you can. And if the best you can is to just kind of sit and wait until you get the message from somewhere, maybe even in a dream, about what to do, it's fair enough. It really is fair enough to sometimes put it down for a minute, and because there's always going to be something else that you can do. And so maybe think about something that you can do, and that might get you into the energy of doing things that you can do. And if you're in the energy of doing things that you can do, then that can take you to a whole new place where you might actually gain that insight. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll be back on YouTube at some point, and come check out the stream, because we're streaming right now, but you won't know that until I upload this later, and so it's a bit of a time warp. At the end of the day, everything's going to be great. Thanks so much for watching.